Whoever did that, that's great.
Running for Attorney General regarding the issues that affect thousands of families across California, particularly in the family courtroom. Allegations of corruption, lack of transparency. Okay.
Oh, Mike, we are going after Democrats for you. So yeah, I couldn't sleep one night.
Uh-oh. That could
I
be
just
good.
kept thinking of you because it is good, because you are gonna be one of my biggest projects.
Good.
I just want you to know
Good.
that.
I love it.
Yes, I love it too.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, protecting victims is like a major issue.
And I'm talking to somebody next week, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
To see about an event in March.
Oh,
So let you know.
excellent. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Go
We
ahead.
did
Yeah,
travel
regulating
makeup though,
California
right?
we don't realize how topsy-turvy our system is. We're actually coddling criminals,
Uh-huh.
instead of coddling victims, and it's like, how did that things get flipped upside down?
Just
It's
real quick,
crazy.
when you want to talk to the people, this is you guys' camera right here.
Yeah.
When you want to talk to the people.
Okay.
Okay?
Can you take a photo of us or something, like we're talking, probably with you sitting there too?
Of course. Get the equipment, please.
I'm saying something very important. I think you both look very nice today, and I think we know what we're gonna talk about.
Yeah. That's good, for sure.
Okay,
For sure. Very good.
Okay.
thank you. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right, settle in. Here we go.
God.
Prepared.
All right, here we go. In. Are we good? Shall I wait for her to come back?
Is that Christine?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or I'll wait for her to come back. Cause I
I'm
don't.
gonna touch the screen one more time.
Yep, go ahead.
I put it on a non-sleep
Would
mode.
you prefer if we are looking at when we answer the questions, or do
Yeah,
you
of
prefer
course.
if we look away? Because I was looking away a lot before.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that worked with the cameras.
No, it's totally fine. Just natural chat with me. You'll
Yeah,
look around.
okay.
We had forgotten to share with you. Obviously, Steve knows that's his ISO shot.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that.
That's good.
Come on, Michael, you rookie.
Yeah, I know.
Every time I get a video, I'm like, what should I do?
Well, we should have shared that.
The speeches.
Can we just get rolling?
Yeah.
You want me to start rolling?
Yep, please.
All right, here we go. And rolling.
Hey there, Tolly Anderson on behalf of California Family Law Naked Truth. Joining me today is Steve Hilton, running for governor, Republican candidate. And then we have Michael Gates here. He is a candidate for the Attorney General here in the state of California. We're diving into issues that affect thousands of families across California, specifically in the family courtroom. We're talking about lack of corruption, lack of transparency, and systematic failures within the state of the family courtroom. Now, for you two, when you guys are voted in, the families want to know what you can do for them. Start with you, Steve.
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to you for shining a spotlight on this. And this organization is so important. California Family Law Naked Truth is exactly what needs to happen, because the more that I learn about what's been going on, the more scandalous it is that you have good people, good parents, good families being destroyed and victimized by a system that has been captured by some kind of sick ideology. And the more that you learn about this, the worse it is. In each story makes me more and more angry. So that's the starting point. This is disgusting, what's going on in our system here. And it's the combination of the family law system and the family courts, and the bureaucracies, right from the Department of Social Services, the statewide department on down, the county departments. They all have slightly different names, Child Protective Services, all these. There's a huge bureaucracy that is supposedly there to protect children. It's doing the exact opposite. It's really destroying families, and that's the starting point. The second thing I just want to say is what a joy it is to be here with my friend Michael Gates. And it's not just that we are randomly here together, we are actually running together, and it's a really strong partnership. And that's why I so appreciate the chance to be here with Michael. He's part of what we're calling the golden ticket to save California. And we talk all the time about a whole range of issues. And I've learned so much from Michael on important issues like protecting the Second Amendment and how we're going to deal with the sanctuary state, insanity, and all these things. But this is another area where it's going to be so valuable to have not just a governor who's on the side of the people, but an attorney general working as a team to make change happen.
Share with us, what do you have, Michael?
Yeah, well, thanks again for having me here, and Steve's absolutely right, and this is a fantastic partnership. We're on the phone every day talking about how we're going to solve the state's problems. In fact, I was on camera last week with you, and I said I think we would tell a better story, actually, if Steve were here. So this is a fantastic opportunity, thank you. And thanks to California Family Law Naked Truth for shining a light on all of these issues. And I mean, it really performs a tremendous service. It really educates the public, educates people like us who are getting involved and stepping up to solve the problems that we see in California. And I will tell you, fundamentally, what we need to do is attack corruption where corruption is hiding, where we see it and where it's still hiding. And we are going to do that as a top priority. It is sick to me that our systems that are supposed to offer safety, sanctuary, justice, protection, are actually victimizing families right now. It's disgusting to see that that's occurring. And I was just commenting before we started taping that our society in California, but nationally too, but particularly in California, it's so upside down. I mean, we literally are coddling criminals. If all you have to do is listen to the current Attorney General Rob Bonda for just minutes, or Gavin Newsom for just minutes, and you start to sense, and you may even hear especially, that they're coming down on the side of really, frankly, protecting criminals. It used to be that we protected victims and we prosecuted criminals, that criminals were the bad guys and that victims were the innocents that we needed to go out of our way as individuals, but as a society and as a government to protect. And the fact that we're not doing that today turns my stomach. I mean, it's just disgusting. And I can tell you that one of the strongest points of my campaign, frankly, is to be protecting innocent people, protecting our children, and protecting our victims. And I know Steve agrees with that, and I can't wait to get into office, because on day one, are we not only going to attack the corruption, including Family Court and CPS and some of these other organizations, but we are going to make sure that we're Title IX compliant and we're protecting young girls and young women in our education system and our support systems throughout the state of California. We are going to make sure that we are protecting our most vulnerable in our society, frankly, and that's a serious issue. And then just finally, one other disgusting aspect of what's going on coming out of Sacramento, our Attorney General Rob Bonta is suing hospitals, literally recently, brand new lawsuits suing hospitals, because those hospitals, including a children's hospital, he's suing, because those hospitals refuse to perform transgender surgeries on minors. So he is looking to force hospitals, including children's hospitals, to mutilate children. That's what it is. And when I'm in office, those lawsuits are going to go away, and I'm actually going to prosecute hospitals and doctors and any provider that seeks to mutilate children. That is to literally cut off healthy body parts from like their bodies. Like, it's disgusting. And we're going to make things right. And I can't wait to get into office myself, but I can't wait to get into office when Steve Hilton is governor, because I know that together, from different angles, we can attack those problems once and for all.
Sharing about different angles, I mean, when you become governor, Steve, what specific powers would you use to reform family court?
Well, before we get to the court, I mean, it's important to remind everyone that as governor, you run the executive branch. So all these bureaucracies and all the ideological extremism that flows from it, that is something you can directly affect by replacing the ideologues at the state level. And so much of the funding actually comes from the state level to the counties. We have a lot of leverage there as well. And so that's a very important starting point. That's a day one thing you can do. When it comes to the courts, it's not as direct, and Michael can speak to this. Of course, as governor, you will appoint judges, but the different elements of our judicial system have a complicated map of which judges are appointed, which are elected. You know, it's complicated, and I never want to say things that I can't deliver. And so I think that it's important to understand which bits of the system lend themselves to immediate action. That's the bureaucracy part of it. And then which are going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah, and the beauty of what the governor's going to be able to do is the power of appointment, like you said, including new judges. Judges that,
That's right.
that care about victims, judges that care about the rule of law, the judges that are not influenced by undue influence into corruption or anything like that. And so that is very powerful among other things that we'll be able to do. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, when Steve's governor for 4 years and then another 4 years, that's a lot of time to really work, to roll up our sleeves and work on fixing the judicial system from the governor's office and also from the attorney general's office, where we will not shy away from investigating corruption. Any hint of corruption, we're going to investigate. And when we find wrongdoers, when we find criminals, we are going to prosecute. We're talking about putting people behind bars. We're not talking about investigating for years and years and years and it never goes anywhere. We're talking about bringing justice to people as swiftly and as diligently as possible. And that starts for me on day one, and I know likewise it starts for Steve on day one.
And it's being a place, you know, where victims can go and really have action. I mean, what I'm hearing, and obviously California Family Law Naked Truth is hearing this many more stories than we ever get to hear. But even the ones that I hear, what is so infuriating is that they're not getting through to anyone in power or authority who can help them. They're like screaming into the void, it seems, and no one's listening. And I, with some of these victims, I've said, you know, just an example where it's completely outrageous. You know, remember the Democrats used to talk about child separation at the border, that's what's happening here in California through this. This is one of the cases I saw. I said, well, where have you gone? And what about your county board of supervisors? What about your assembly member? No one is listening. They can't get anyone to take it seriously. And that's going to be a complete revolution when we're there, because we're not only going to listen and take it seriously, we're going to shout from the rooftops about this and shame these people, shame them for what they're doing.
And remember too, let me just add that the Attorney General in the state of California has purview over all the district attorneys. So there's 58 counties, 58 district attorneys, also 58 sheriffs. I will have purview over the district attorneys. So we will get a response not only out of Sacramento when we're seeing these problems. We are going to get a response out of our local officials, because I am going to direct our district attorneys to roll up their sleeves and tackle these problems. And if they don't, I will. And that's the way California is structured, that the Attorney General has purview over all the district attorneys. So this isn't some ivory tower in Sacramento where we're hoping to solve problems. We literally have influence throughout the state of California, even at the local level.
Yeah, and this is just, I just want to say this, it's another example of just how exciting, you know, we are months away, right, from a complete revolution in California. It's been 16 years of one-party rule. And so I think people have got used to the idea, well, that this is how it is, and you can't really make anything happen. We're going to fight in our own ways, and we run our campaigns and whatever. And it's just this machine, this Democrat machine that controls everything. That's about to change. It's going to be, it's almost like we've forgotten what it's like to have people in charge who are common sense people, who have good values, instead of this crazy far left ideology, the gender extremism that's been pushing a lot of this. And it's really close to change. I mean, it's just 10 months away. It's really exciting.
With that being said, some change has really already happened. California Family Law Naked Truth spearheaded 6 judges being served in Orange County on December 17th of 2025. And then an additional 6 were served by other local families following what California Family Law Naked Truth did. That's adding up to 12 judges just in Orange County. My question to you then is, what would you say to all the politicians currently in office who are aware of what's going on?
Well, I would say be on notice that you are put there to serve the people, and that's what the message that I have for everyday Californians is: look at my career, look at Steve's career. We're everyday Californians just like you are. I literally served as the city attorney of Huntington Beach for 10 years, and you can ask anybody in Huntington Beach, you know, what do you think of when you think of Michael? And they say a fighter for the people. He's just one of us, but he's a fighter and he's unafraid. And so when you put us into office, you're putting everyday Californians in office in Sacramento. And those elitists out there, those elected officials, those career politicians who have gotten so far out of touch with everyday Californians, a reckoning is coming if there's wrongdoing, right? If they're committing crimes or they're involved in corruption, there is a day of reckoning coming, because we're not going to tolerate corruption. But also they need to be afraid of the people, because the people in California are pretty upset right now. We've got Democrats, Independents, and Republicans alike who are all fed up with leadership across the board. You could look at LA, the city of Los Angeles, that their leadership there, Los Angeles, Angelenos are tired. They are fed up with the leadership there. Or look at statewide. Rob Bonta was going to run for governor. The current Attorney General was going to run for governor, and he decided not to. Why? Because the polling didn't support his candidacy for governor, which tells you everything you need to know about the sentiment in California. We're going to return California back to Californians, everyday Californians, and we're going to fight for the folks. I've made a career of it, and I'm looking forward to it as Attorney General.
What would you have to say, Steve?
Well, I would echo that, and my take on that is it's time for an outsider. I'm coming in, I've never run for office before. I'm not beholden to any of these people. I've argued for years against this far left nonsense and this ideology. I couldn't have been clearer about where I stand. And where we stand is with the vast majority of normal, regular people. And we've allowed this extreme, fringe ideology to infect our whole system of government, and it's infected the family courts, and it's infected the bureaucracies and the county departments and all that. And we're just going to root it out. There's no shortcut. We're just going to get rid of it, because real people are suffering on a bigger scale than I think anyone can imagine. That's what's so incredibly important about this organization. That we're now gathering the stories, so we have the ammunition we need to hold these people who've let it happen or caused it to happen, hold them to account for their crimes. That's what this is.
Thank you so much, Steve and Michael, for your time, and good luck to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Good.
Okay, I want to continue. I want them to be able to talk about what they want to talk
Sure,
about.
of course, this just went out though.
I just went out.
Just in time though. We only
Can
can
we,
Jim's here.
can we get the TV thing? Wow, yes.
Let me let the peanut gallery.
do you, oh, there goes the flip phone again.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just open it up and you guys share about where you've been and what's going on?
Sure.
Yeah. Let me just do one quick.
Anything that you want to talk
Yeah.
about, that you want to get out to the public.
Yeah.
It's the golden ticket, right?
Yeah.
Golden ticket.
Thank you. That literally went out right as he was ending it.
Perfect timing.
You don't have to talk about me, Mike. Can I mention
Hi!
something?
I
Can
couldn't
I
see
mention
it.
something before you
So
go
yeah.
on? We're talking with a lot of Democrats
Yeah.
right now who are undecided, with Bonta especially. And I brought to their attention, what's your judge, Republican or Democrat?
Right.
So we want to get the Democrats to vote.
Yeah.
So you may want to bring something up like, it doesn't matter which
Right.
party you're with,
Right.
it's what is the experience or history of this individual, you and Steve, to get the people to where they want to go.
Okay.
So I would bring something like that, because I think they would relate
Yeah.
to that, and we
Okay.
want to hit the Democrats.
Good.
I feel that I'll just intro in Steve Hilton along with Michael Gates. You guys are on the golden ticket. Share with us how the journey's been thus far in this role.
All right, here we
We'll
go.
just do like a 7-minute. He's got one more text.
Oh, okay.
I do want to just.
You have somewhere to go soon. I was thinking.
No, we're fine.
Oh.
They would Fox need something from me.
Okay.
That small network.
How did it look? I saw you adjust that boom. Was
Yeah,
it
that's fine.
fine?
Yeah.
Audio lagging a little bit or no?
Good.
I just wanted to get it more, I just wanted to get,
Do you want
get on
your
more
guy?
front.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Can someone find Eric?
Eric!
Can someone find his Eric?
He's right
Oh,
now. He's right now.
Eric, Eric, assistant Eric.
He's in this lobby right here.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Hiya. Do you know what flight we're on? Can I do nightcap or not?
We're on the last one, the 10:30.
What time? 10:30?
Yeah.
So I can?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. Thanks.
It's got about 15 minutes.
Yeah, truly, I'm gonna just let them roll and then we're cutting. It's gonna be a different, I'm not even gonna think, it'll just end.
Okay.
Just let them share what they're going and what's going on with their campaign and
Yeah.
all the great things Californians can look forward to.
Oh, come on.
I hit it and then move out of the way.
Thank
Give
you,
another
sorry.
15
No
minutes.
worries at all, thank you. This looks super cool.
That is nice.
Kevin made that for you
What
guys.
a great
very
job.
nice.
Wow.
Well, I think he knows what he's doing.
That's very, very cool.
He did such a lovely job for you all did for my launch. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Basic and then just share about the golden ticket and how the
Yeah.
campaign's going.
Yeah.
I want him to start.
Okay, you start.
All right, we're rolling and so,
Here with Steve Hilton and Michael Gates. They're on the golden ticket for the election that's coming up in November 2026. But so far, how's the campaign going for you guys?
Great. We're on the road, actually. We're doing a lot of events together. We're doing town halls up and down the state. Many Michael's been able to join before, as well as other members of our team. And there's a couple of things I'll just say about it. First of all, there's real energy for change in this. You see it in the numbers. So when people say, well, how do you think a Republican can possibly be elected governor in this deep blue state, same for Attorney General and so on, the first thing I point them to is the polling data, which is now very consistent for the last 2 years or so, where you have a big majority who say that the state's going in the wrong direction, 65%, 67%. So there's a majority for change. So that's what the numbers show. But actually, you feel it when you're out there, and people are just sick of what's going on. And it's 16 years now of one-party rule. There's nowhere else for the Democrats to put the blame for all these things that are going wrong and making life such a struggle. In California, I mean, everywhere you go, this is, the gas prices highest in the country, electric bills, rent, housing, everything the most expensive, insurance, groceries. You've got the crime that's out of control, homelessness that's the shame of our nation when you look at what's going on in California. Businesses leaving, the worst business climate in the country, 10 years in a row, according to Chief Executive Magazine. Highest poverty rate, highest unemployment rate. It's actually incredible the way they've been able to mess everything up so comprehensively all at the same time. It's almost genius to be this bad. And so, it's beyond time for change. And people are really feeling that. And I've always said it's not going to be easy to win, but it's not impossible. And one part of winning, I've been clear about this all along, is that we have to show that this time around, from a Republican perspective, it's not like before. This is a really different approach, and one big part of that is not just the message that I'm putting out there, $3 gas, cut your electric bills in half, your first 100 grand tax-free, no more free healthcare for illegal immigrants so we can lower healthcare costs and wait times for you, a home you can afford to buy, Cal-affordable. That's the simple message, and there's a lot of policy plans that go with that, but it's the team to deliver it. Most of my career, I've been in business, I've worked for a while in the government back in the UK, senior advisor to the Prime Minister trying to make change happen in the UK government. Whatever I've done, everyone knows this who's watching. You don't do it on your own, it's a team. And so I've always said, I want to put together a serious, strong, qualified, credible team to show Californians that this is for real, that we're not just making promises like on a normal campaign. We've actually got a team, a government in waiting, ready to act on day one to turn things around. And I'm just thrilled with the way that's developing. We've got Michael here running for State Attorney General. So many of the things that I want to accomplish as governor, I couldn't do it without a really strong Attorney General. And in fact, the more I think about it, and the more we talk and work on our plans together, whether that's on cutting fraud with Cal Doge that I've announced, or on the sanctuary state law, or on family courts and what's going on there, and just more broadly about how I'm going to make the changes happen through the executive branch, through a combination of appointments to all these bureaucratic agencies and then executive orders to direct them in a common sense way. All of that is strengthened if you have an Attorney General who is completely aligned with what we want to do. We're friends, we're colleagues, This is a really powerful offer to California to say, this is not just a campaign. This really is a government in waiting. We're going to be ready to take over on day one and make big changes happen very quickly.
Is there anything else that you would like to add and just how the experience been thus far?
Yes, so the golden ticket is amazing. It's been an amazing program, frankly. And Steve and I talked about it going back to 2024. And then I got sidetracked with a trip to DC where I worked there for a year working for the Department of Justice, which was amazing. Got a lot of amazing experience and got to enforce federal elections laws and so much great work there. But I wanted to come back to Huntington Beach and actually fight for California. That's where my heart always had been. So when I was coming back, I called Steve. I said, it's back on. I'm running for Attorney General. I'm joining the ticket again. So it's been fantastic. It's so well received. Steve's right. We've done a number of town halls. I've spoken to a number of groups when he's at other locations campaigning. And everybody says, like, this team thing is amazing. We love the team thing. So the public is giving us tremendous feedback. And what I think what the people are seeing is, we just want to fight for everyday Californians. And people see me as a fighter. They've seen me as a fighter when I was a city attorney for 10 years for Huntington Beach, fighting for parental rights, fighting against the state mandates, fighting for voter ID, fighting, constantly fighting. Why? Because Sacramento is completely out of touch. And let me stress something. They are out of touch with everyday Californians. They are wrong. They're on the wrong side of every kitchen table issue. And that's really where, we talk about where our strength is coming from. That's part of it, right? Like, the 70-30 issues that they talk about, or the 80-20 issues, it seems like, Attorney General Bonta and Governor Newsom, they're on the wrong side of these 70-30 or 80-20 issues. Yeah. So much so that when we go out and talk about them, and Rob Bonta is actually advertising his campaign on social media already, which tells me he's concerned, but he's not campaigning against me, he's not campaigning on the issues. He's campaigning against Trump, which tells you everything you need to know, that they know their fingerprints are all over the wrongs and the ails of society in California, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. But when we get into office on day one, we're going to be Title IX compliant. We're going to be protecting our young girls and our young women in sports and education throughout the state of California. We're going to make sure that we're Second Amendment compliant by making sure that all of our sheriffs are approving CCWs within 90 days. There are, believe it or not, counties that take 9 months to 3 years to approve CCWs, violation of the Second Amendment. We are going to crack down on crime aggressively, and I'm going to work with all the district attorneys throughout the state of California to make sure that our agenda is to get to 0 crimes. And that means implementing and enforcing Prop 36, which is the law of the land. And if you need to look no further than this very issue 6 on the monkey business that's going on in Sacramento. They claim, that's Governor Newsom and Attorney General Rob Bonta, we can't implement or enforce Prop 36, even though the people passed it overwhelmingly. We can't enforce it because we have a lack of funding. Yet when the budget time came for Newsom to propose his new budget, he didn't provide a single new dollar for Prop 36. So that tells you it's not a funding issue because he would have provided the funding. It's that they just simply have a fundamental philosophical objection to the will of the people to cracking down on crime and to Prop 36. We're going to take care of all of that on day one. We're going to reduce homelessness through enforcement. We did so in Huntington Beach through enforcement. We reduced our homeless population by over 60% by getting people off the street and into services and back home. We can do that throughout the state of California. So there's a whole lot of stuff that we can do on day one. Frankly, at the end of the day, to return California back to Californians, and we just want the opportunity to be in office to fight for you, everyday Californians. That's fighting for victims, fighting for the hardworking people of California who pay high gas prices, high taxes. They turn on their social media or their TV at night, and all they hear about is the fraud, waste, and abuse of their tax money that Sacramento is committing. So Newsom and Bonta, $250 billion of hardworking taxpayers' money gone, unaccounted for to waste, fraud, and abuse. We're going to get that back. I've talked about this, especially the fraud in particular. We're going to tackle that. We're going to put people behind bars, and I'm going to claw that billions and billions and billions of dollars back. So I'm going to get that back, and I'm going to hand it to the governor, and Steve Hilton is going to write checks to the taxpayers as restitution. This is a serious issue. Their tax money was taken from them, stolen from them by our leaders in Sacramento, and we're going to return it back to the taxpayers That's very, very meaningful. So there's a lot of work to do, but it's all about just fighting for everyday Californians, Democrats, Independents, and Republicans alike. And everybody among all of those parties, they all want change. We are the change, and we're going to give California back to you. I promise you, on day one.
That was perfect. I want to end it on day one. That was good. Thank you.
I guarantee it.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. All right.
This was awesome. Wait, let's take a picture with the lights on. Honey, come in, you and Doug, please. And Polly, can we get your camera?
Yes.
So no, you don't want to be in this?
I was not dressed for this.
Neither am I.
I will wreck the picture.
I'm in it.
And I'm in it.
Terrible.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3.
There we go.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Okay,
Is that okay?
we are set. You guys did so great. I'm very excited about this.
Well, it's hard to keep up with a TV personality.
I know, right?
No,